Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the forecast discussion for August 7th, 2012. Of course, it is Tuesday, and we are starting off Tuesday on a very pleasant note. For the most part, skies are clear, and we are seeing very low humidity throughout the entire northern Mid-Atlantic, the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, with dew points below 60 degrees. In fact, we're in the upper 50s over portions of northeastern Pennsylvania and the Hudson and Mohawk River valleys. And temperatures range anywhere from the lower to mid 70s along the immediate coast and the Philadelphia metro to the mid to upper 60s over the rest of the region. Overall, a very pleasant morning indeed, with very low humidity and comfortable weather conditions. When we take a look at the latest water vapor satellite picture, you can see high pressure is in complete control. A lot of sinking air setting up over portions of the eastern Great Lakes and Ohio River Valley, and that will expand to the south and east towards the northern Mid-Atlantic today. We'd still have a lingering boundary here that is producing a few isolated showers over the southern Mid-Atlantic that will not influence the northern Mid-Atlantic at all. Expect dry conditions today with low humidity and overall just a few scattered clouds and light and variable winds. This high pressure system will eventually shift off the east coast and bring us southwesterly winds by the middle of this week, and by the end of this week, should I say, leading to an increase in humidity once again starting tomorrow and especially on Thursday and on Friday as a warm front moves through. Taking a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see we have a few scattered clouds, should I say, but we're starting to see that clearing, starting to edge its way to the east as this stationary front collapses and high pressure takes control. The next threat for precipitation for rainfall will be with this cold front on Friday, with widespread showers and thunderstorms. Dropping down towards the tropics, we have three systems to keep an eye on. Well, really two. We have Ernesto, which is very close to becoming a hurricane. We have what's left of Florence, which quite frankly is going to just dissipate and collapse as this trough right here starts to absorb what's left of this circulation and shift it off into the northern Atlantic. And then we have this disturbance sitting out over the central Atlantic to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. This disturbance bears watching. There's a lot of model guidance out there that is suggesting that this disturbance could become a tropical storm or hurricane over the next 5 days and start to move towards the east coast. We have a long way out to get to that point, and there's a lot of timing issues to try to figure out here with the troughs and the ridges, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on over the next several days. And we have another disturbance well out over the African continent that also is showing some interesting indications of development as well that we're going to keep an eye on. Checking out Ernesto real fast. This is the latest satellite picture as of 8:54 a.m. And Ernesto is very close to becoming a hurricane here. We have the low-level center surrounded by very strong thunderstorms, of strong convection. You see this gray here? That means that the cloud tops are very high up in the atmosphere. There's a lot of lifting associated with this tropical storm. And the outflow is developing very nicely, inflow is developing very nicely. We're not seeing any more dry air invading the low-level circulation. There's no signs of shear. Ernesto is very close to becoming a hurricane with all these indications showing up. I would not be surprised if Ernesto becomes a hurricane by this afternoon, if not by this evening. Ernesto will continue to track just to the north of Belize and make landfall over portions of the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico and continue to move due east towards the Bay of Campeche, remaining well to the south of the United States with no impact. So I'm going to show you why on the model guidance, why Ernesto will not be a threat to the United States, but very close to becoming a hurricane. So if you have any interest down here, any family members, hopefully they're prepared for this hurricane. I think the major impact with Ernesto is going to be the very heavy rainfalls leading to mudslides, flash flooding, just not a very good situation for the Yucatan Peninsula at all. Taking a look at the latest model guidance using the Penn State EWAL website, of course. This is the European model. Here we are for this evening. Again, high pressures in control. Dry weather conditions are expected. Now keep an eye on the mid-level winds right here for Ernesto. As we move forward in time, by tomorrow evening, again, a trough is starting to develop in the east, but we remain under the influence of high pressure. There will be an increase in humidity as winds start to develop from the southwest along the east coast, and that's going to transport a warmer air mass, a more humid air mass from the southeast into the northern Atlantic. So temperatures are going to rebound rather nicely. Now today they're going to range from the mid 80s to lower 90s. The best potential for lower 90s will be around the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Tomorrow, same temperature range. Temperatures in the mid 60s to lower 70s for lows, mid 80s to lower 90s for highs. The coolest locations along the immediate coast. But the big difference is going to be the increase in humidity. It's going to feel more humid out tomorrow afternoon. And we're going to continue that pattern all the way on through Friday, with temperatures ranging again from the mid 80s to lower 90s for highs, mid 60s to lower 70s for lows, possibly pushing into the mid 70s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, and an increase in humidity. And of course, by Thursday night and Friday, a much better chance for showers and thunderstorms. Meanwhile, over the Gulf Coast, notice our upper level winds are basically from east to west, and that's going to drive Ernesto right into central Mexico, not going to allow it to turn further to the north. So here we are by Thursday evening again. We're going to see a trough start to approach the east, a better potential for showers and thunderstorms starting to develop Thursday evening, continuing on through Friday under the influence of the southwesterly flow. And of course, notice over the Gulf Coast, the winds are very strongly from the east, driving Ernesto right into central Mexico with no threat whatsoever for the United States. By Friday night, our cold front starts to move through. There's a better chance for severe thunderstorms, I think, on Friday afternoon with a more unstable air mass in place, a lot of instability in place with temperatures around the lower 90s and with high levels of humidity in the atmosphere. But again, I do not expect this to be a widespread severe threat whatsoever. That cold front moves through. Showers are going to linger on into Saturday morning. It could be some heavy downpours as well. Look for localized flash flooding. But I think the cold front and the associated low pressure system will exit and by Saturday afternoon, providing clearing skies for Saturday afternoon and evening, and high pressure will be in control for Sunday and Monday, with temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 80s for highs, very comfortable with low humidity, and a return to temperatures pretty much near normal for this time of year. And that pattern continues on through next week until the end of next week, where we start to see more of a Bermuda high start to take shape and another high pressure system dominating over the central part of the country. So the combination of these two high pressure systems will lead to an increase in temperatures and a rebound in our temperatures back into the upper 80s to lower 90s by the end of next week. So we're a bit of a roller coaster here going on as our new weather pattern starts to develop. And as such, we're going to start to see a bit of a volatility in the temperature forecast moving forward. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.